Hello everyone. So now we are going to look the BGP neighbor state. So whenever we connected to router and when we configure the BGP configuration, they will go in some state. After that neighborship will form. As if you remember in the EAGRP also we have the neighbor states we have. So same thing here also we have the states. So let me write here, or before let's discuss this. Like OSPF EAGRP, BGP is also established neighbor urgency with the other BGP router. Like when we done before OSPF or EAGRP, we know they will become neighbor and they will send hello, hello. Both routers are sending hello. They will exchange the DBD, all that one, and they will become neighbor. Same here also in BGP also they will become that one. So to create the neighbor relationship, BGP router first try to establish the TCP connection. So if we connected two router, if you see here, when we connected this two router, first they will establish the TCP connection. When they form the TCP connection only, then they will become neighbor. So this guy will send here sync packet, and this guy will reply as a sync acknowledgement, and this guy will reply acknowledgement. After that they form the TCP session. After that they will start the exchanging the data. So same thing here, when they want to become the neighbor, they need to do that three-way handshake. So when the connection is established, the Cisco router will send the BGP open message. When they establish the connection, they will send the open message. We are going to look message type we have here, open message, all that we have the messages also we are going to discuss in the coming classes, that one. And BGP open message is similar to hello messages like OSPF or EAGRP routing protocol are sending. So what we are saying, once they establish the connection, both BGP router, they are going to send the open message. Open message is nothing but hello message as we are using in the OSPF or EAGRP. Then the parameter are matched, then router become the BGP peer. Like both become the neighbor. If everything is matched, then only they will become neighbor. If it is not matched, they will not become the neighbor. And BGP protocol does not use the broadcast or multicast to discover the BGP neighbor. They will not do broadcast or multicast. We need to do manually. If you remember here, when we want to make the neighbor, what we are doing? We are doing manually. We are saying neighbor, we are giving the neighbor IP, and then we are writing the remote AS, and we are writing the neighbor AS number. So what we need to remember, BGP neighbor have to configure manually or statically. It will not discover automatically. BGP protocol does not use the broadcast or multicast to discover any BGP neighbor. We need to configure manually. And we need to remember BGP use the TCP protocol with the port number 179 for connection to peer. If you are using firewall, if someone block the port number 179 for the TCP protocol, then you will not have the BGP neighborship. So if we face issue in the real scenario, we need to ask the security guy, the firewall, the security engineer, the firewall guy who is responsible for firewall, to allow the TCP session with the port number 179. Sometimes we face this issue also when we are making the connection with the BGP. We are having the issue, we cannot find the neighbor, we cannot make the neighbor. So we check later, it is blocked on the firewall. So we need to ask the guy to allow that one also. Okay, so this is the states. Let me show you what states we have. We have ideal, then connect, and then active, open send, open confirm, establish. So this one we need to remember in the sequence. This is very important. In interview they will ask you what are the states of BGP. So we need to say first ideal, connect, active, open send, open confirm, establish. They will ask you what is the meaning of active. Active means, example, if you have one router here, one router here, you configure BGP here, you did not configure BGP here. That time the state we will have ideal one side configuration. Or if you configure both the side, but if you put this interface down, or manually you remove the cable, or manually you reset the BGP neighborship, that time the router will go in this state. So what we can say, ideal state in your own words you can define. It is not necessary you need to remember. We can define in our own words. If we configure one side as a BGP, other side is still we did not configure, the BGP router will go in the ideal state. We can say this is a first state where BGP wait for the start events. The start events occur when someone configure a new BGP neighbor. We can say someone configure the new BGP neighbor here, or someone reset the neighborship. If we reset the neighborship also, it will go in the ideal state. So now what we will say, if we configure one side, then we will have the ideal state, or if someone reset, we will have the ideal state also. If someone block the port 179, if you remember for the TCP protocol, if anyone block here, we will have the ideal state also. Or if we did not configure correctly the AS number here, and we did not configure neighbor correctly here and here, it will struck in the ideal state. And then what we can say, we have the connect state. So BGP process is waiting here in this state. If everything is good, example, let me show you what I told. First I have the ideal state. So in the ideal state what we have, if I configure the BGP here, I did not configure BGP here, so that will be ideal state I will have. Or if I configure both the side BGP, but someone is having, if we have the firewall in between, they block the port number 179, then again we will have the ideal state. Or if we misconfigure, if we put AS here 1, here is example I have 2, but I put something different, or I have some neighbor here, different neighbor, I have different, I misconfigure, I did not configure correctly, then also we will have the ideal state. Then we have the connect. Connect is nothing but BGP process is waiting for TCP connection to be established. In this one they are waiting if everything is okay here, then they will move to connect. Here we configure BGP, here we configure BGP, both are having correct configuration, no issue, then they will move from the ideal to connect. We can say then they will move from ideal to connect. In the connect they will wait for three-way handshake. So what we can say, BGP is waiting for TCP three-way handshake to be complete. If three-way handshake is completed, then they will jump to open send. If it is having any issue here, if we reset, or if we have the connection fail, if someone reset that one, then again it will move to active. It will from here connect to move to active. In active, if we have any issue, if we have connection reset, any issue, it will move to active. From active again it will go to ideal. Example, we configure and again you restart the router, then it will move to active, and from active it will go to ideal, and they will wait till here. If everything is set up correctly, then again it will move to active. After that, if you have the three-way handshake between these two routers, then it will move to open send. If you have the three-way handshake, then it will move to open send. If you have any connection issue, like someone restart or someone remove cable, or if any misconfigure of any issue, then again it will jump back to active. If we have any issue, it will go to active. If we have any issue, it will go to active, and from active again it will go to ideal. So what we can say, if we have any issue with the three-way handshake, it will go to active and it will try to do the three-way handshake. If it is three-way handshake is okay, then it will come here and it will go here. If it is not okay, then it will go to ideal again. So this way we can say active one. And after that, what we can say, open send. If three-way handshake is set up, then it will go to open send. In the open send, what we can say, they will send, they will wait for the open message from the remote host. This guy is going to send the message, so they will wait for that message. If this guy receive the message from him, he will also send the message, and they will move to open confirm. And in the open confirm, they will check the parameter. If all parameter is match, then they will establish the connection. So I wrote already here. Later you can see this is the first state where BGP wait for the start and the state event occur when someone configure a new BGP, or if anyone reset that one, we will have that one after starting the event. If anyone restart, we will have this state. If we configure one side, we will have this state. And I wrote again, if you face difficulty to understand this point, I wrote some different wording also here. What I told, same thing I wrote here. This device in the ideal state until we configure BGP. It will refuse all coming BGP connection. What I am saying, I have two router. One router here, one router here. This router is refusing all the TCP connection because we did not configure BGP here. We configure BGP here. This guy is sending the BGP TCP connection sync, but this guy is rejecting. That time we can say it is in the ideal state. Why we will have this issue? Example, if someone not open the port, if someone block this port, if we misconfigure AS number or the neighbor IP, then we will have this issue. And as we told, we will have the connect state. So BGP process is waiting for TCP connection to be established. If the three-way handshake is done, then they will move to open state. Just now what I mentioned, same I repeat in the simple method, different sentence. And if something go wrong, they will move to active state. Active means it is not a good state. If anything go wrong, it will move stuck in the active. And then again they will try to make the three-way handshake. If it is okay, then it will jump to the next state. If it is not okay, then it will go to the ideal state. If anything go wrong, if you restart the router, it will move here and it will try to make the connection again. If it is not, then it will move to ideal. So now we are saying connect and then open send, and in the open send, let me show you. Same thing I wrote here, what we discussed just now. In this state, BGP will wait for the open message from the remote BGP neighbor. Open message will check for the error. If something go wrong, they will again move to the, what we can say, they will again jump back to the ideal state. Like what incorrect maybe version number, wrong AS number. If everything is good, then they will jump to the they will jump to the open connection. And in the open connection, they will have the keep alive messages and they will exchange all the messages. After that, they become the neighbor and they will start updating the routes. So we are going to do this lab, so you will have the more idea. So what we will do, we will use we can use same lab, or this one we can, here same thing what I done here. I use the AS number 1 here, AS number 2, and I use R1, R2, and here if you see, I don't have my LAN here. If I keep, no problem, I can keep also. So what I done, I just assign the IP and the configuration is BGP and remote AS. That's all. And how we can check, we can write show IP BGP summary to check that one. So here we are observing the status. How we can check this status? By enabling the debug command in the router. So I will show you that one also, and we can see this sync messages in the Wireshark. And when we type this debug IP ICMP, we will have we will have active open, and then it is moving to ideal. And when everything is when three-way handshake is established, it will move to open send, and then after that they will check and they will move to open send to open confirm. If they are sending the message, if everything is okay, then they will move from open confirm to establish, and they will form the BGP. So this one we can do the lab, so we will have idea. Okay, so now I can do here, I can use same router also. I already saved this, so I will copy this configuration and I will take the new notepad. Here we will write this lab is for what? This lab is for state. Okay, let me write the same heading what we use here. So this lab is for BGP states. Let me copy from here, where I write here BGP neighbor states. So this one I will copy, I will paste here. Okay, this is a lab, and here I am not using this loopback, so I will remove this, and I don't want this one. All configuration is same only. Okay, and here also I am not using this loopback. Even if I use, no issue, but for simplicity I am removing this. So now everything is good. Okay, now everything is good. Let me check topology. As per our topology, this configuration is okay or not. Let me check here what I am using here. Let me see this one. So if you see here, AS1 here, this is my AS1, this is AS2. This lab I done in the EVNG. Now we are doing in GNS3. We can use anything, no problem. Output will be same both the side. Okay, anyhow, so now we will do, the configuration is okay. This one we are not using in this lab. Even if we want to use, we can use, no issue. So now I will start this router. Then I will take the console of R1. I think already we have here. Let me close and we can use this only. This is R1, R2. So what I will do here, I will capture also. Let me start the Wireshark here. I will start Wireshark here, and also what I can do here, I can start the debug also. So let me go inside the console of this one, console R1. Before pasting the configuration here, I will start the debug command here. So let me do here, both side I will start. I will write debug. Why it is not? Yeah. Let me write debug. 1 minute. Yeah. Something wrong here. Okay. So what I will do, debug IP BGP all. Okay. But don't do this in the production network. Okay, for lab purpose only we are enabling, because I want to show you the states. So how we can check? Just we need to write debug IP ICM debug IP BGP all. I am enabling both the side. Okay, now I will configure only one side, so we can see the ideal state, and then we can observe the other state also. So now I will paste this. Okay, I paste this here. We have only one side now, and if you see here, I will write here BGP. It will take some time, then they will start, connection will be refusing. And if you see here, okay, I done wrong here. I paste R2 configuration in R1, I think. R1 configuration in the R2. So let me restart again this one. What I done, I paste the R1 configuration in the R2. That's why I restart here. Okay, that's why I restart, and let me here, anyhow we did not get anything. So now I will paste again here. Okay, this one I will enable here again, debug IP BGP all. So I enable. Now let me copy and paste in the correct router. This is the R1 configuration. I will paste in R1. Okay, I paste in R1 this one. And if you see here, what we have here the active open fail, and it will struck in the what we can say ideal. If you see ideal active, they are playing here. Let me show you. They are moving from active and ideal here only. They are jumping from here to here, because only one side I configure. I did not configure the other side. So if you see here, what we are having, active open fail, active ideal, from ideal to active, active to ideal, ideal to active, active to ideal, because one side we configure, other side we did not configure. Okay, he is sending, but the other side is not accepting, because I did not configure here, only I configure here. So what we are getting here, we are getting from ideal to active, active to ideal, first state. Why we will get this state? If one side we configure, other side we did not configure, or if we configure both side but someone restart the router, or if we misconfigure, we will have this issue. Here I wrote already this theory. Here I wrote, let me show you. These are the reason why router does not progress from the ideal state. What are the reason? TCP port 179 is not open, or AS number configure incorrectly, or peer address configure incorrectly. But now in our case, this all three is okay. Only one side only we configure, other side we did not configure. Okay, so same thing we are getting here. If you see ideal to active, active to ideal, they are jumping from here to here. So now if you see here, nothing we cannot see. And now what I will do, I will paste in the other router also. So I will take this, I will go to the second router R2, I will paste here. I paste in the R2. I paste in the R2. If you see active open fail, now they will start syncing, and here if you see they have the message here. If I remove this BGP, you will see the TCP session also. If you see here, they have the TCP session here, like they are saying they are sending the TCP sync ACK. They are asking who has this one, and that guy is replying. Three-way handshake they are doing. They are sending the sync, then they will do the sync ACK, and then again they will ACK. This three-way handshake will be there before BGP. If we go the TCP here, we can see here we have this is the port, random port to destination is 179. Here sync is 1, ACK is 2. So they put the sync and the ACK. If we go here, there is flags also somewhere here. Let me check. This is a timestamp. This one is the flag. If you see this one, this is the acknowledgement set here 1. If you see, this is a sync ACK. This packet is acknowledging. So let me capture the other packet. This is the acknowledgement packet. So if I go here, this is the R packet. So where is the sync ACK sync here? Let me check this one. This is the acknowledgement. If I go here, this is the sync. Okay, this is the sync and this is the acknowledgement. So this guy, like whenever we want to do the three-way handshake, how we will do? Like we have one router here, you have another router here, or router or any device. Example, this guy is sending the sync packet, and then this guy will reply to him sync ACK. He will send 2 packets, sync ACK, saying that sync and acknowledge. Then he will acknowledge. So now three-way handshake done, TCP session created. After that they will start the exchanging the data. So same thing here. If you see, this guy send the acknowledgement and also he sent the sync. So this is the second time. Example, this router is sending sync. So this router is replying sync ACK. So he is replying sync and ACK. And again, if we check somewhere here, this guy will reply as a ACK acknowledgement. If we go here, this guy is replying only acknowledgement. See, let me repeat again what I am saying. This guy, this guy is sending acknowledgement. This guy is sending acknowledgement. Maybe it move. Where just now we have here somewhere. Let me check this one. This is only acknowledgement. This is acknowledgement and sync. So this guy is sending the sync and acknowledgement. And after that the first guy is replying. If you see here, he is acknowledging that one. So what we can say, 12.1 is acknowledging to 12.2, and here 12.2 is sending to 12.1 sync and ACK, and here 12.2 is sending to 12.1 acknowledgement. Like this they will form the TCP session. Okay, after that when TCP session is fine, they will have the BGP. They will start the keep alive messages, like hello messages. They will start the sending the messages, and they have the messages. They will update these messages will done in the BGP. So I will do here BGP. So we can see only BGP messages only. So this is a BGP messages: open, keep alive, update. Later in our next class we are going to learn these messages. We have that messages. Let me show you. When everything is okay, all are successful, we have the, let me show you, we have the message type, this one, BGP message type. We have open, update, keep alive and notification. These 4 messages we have, that we will do in our next class. Now let's check this one. What we are checking, actually we are checking this states. If you remember what we are checking, we are checking the states. Which state? This one. Let me show you here. Open and this all. Like here I mentioned active failed, this one, and active went to ideal, ideal went to active, then open. We are checking this one. So if you see here, before we have, where we have the ideal to active, and here active, ideal to active, and after that they will have here, let me check where we have, here we will have somewhere here, this one. If you see here, these 2, here we have all that one, the one open send to, open confirm, then open confirm to establish. Okay, and here we can see more, here ideal to active, here ideal to active, after that active to open send. This one same sequence we are following here. If you want, let me move this up so you can observe here. This one I am saying, where I keep that chart, this one, ideal to active, then ideal to active or active to connect. So if you see, again it moves, active to, we have ideal to active, then active to open connect. Where is open connect? Open connect, open send, then open connect. After that open connect, just now we saw somewhere here, open send to open confirm, then from open confirm to establish, open confirm to open send to open connect to establish. So this way we can verify here, this one, and somewhere here I highlight here, so easily in our notes you can track. Same thing we will get, maybe we miss by observing, but here I put that record so you can study here also. This one here I highlighted different color, open send to open confirm to establish, and at last they will form the neighborship. So these are the states. So we need to remember, this is very important. In interview they will ask you, just you need to remember this chart and what is happening in this one. Which chart? This chart. This is very important. In some time in interview they will ask you to draw this connection also, this chart. How BGP neighborship, what are the BGP neighborship state, how it works. So we can write this, we can draw this way. Simple, just we will write ideal, connect, open confirm, establish. If anything go wrong here, it will move to active. In active they will try again to make 3-way handshake. If it is make, then again it jump to here or here. If it is not make, it will go to ideal and it will stuck in the ideal. Again they will try to make 3-way handshake. If it is work, it will come here and they will make 3-way, they will go here, they will start sending messages. Then after that they will confirm IBGP, EBGP here, and then they will jump here. And if all messages is updating, then they will move to establish. So this is simple only. First time you will feel what we can say, you will feel difficulty, but later it will be simple only. Okay, so let me stop this recording here. After next class what we will do, we will do the messages. We have the messages here, that is also simple only.